This is our first look at the new Lancia Ypsilon being lifted out of a river. Bet you haven't seen something like this before, huh? Welcome to Core Motive, everyone. The other day I was at home watching source code and I randomly scrolled through Twitter for a quick second and I came across this. As you saw at the beginning of the video, this is a prototype automobile being lifted out of a river. Specifically, this is a prototype for the next Lancia Ypsilon being lifted out of the Rhine, which is a river stretching from Switzerland across Germany and the Netherlands. I couldn't believe how bizarre this is, and I don't usually do quick news videos like this one, but I'm making an exception due to how bizarre this is, and it's also an excuse to talk some smack about this vehicle. Anyway, not much information about who did this or why they did it or how they did it is known at the time of recording. The authorities found a prototype of the new Lancia Ypsilon in the Rhine and managed to fish it out with this crane. Obviously, it's very unlikely that this prototype is still functional, but this is a classic case of there's no such thing as bad publicity. Stellantis, the parent company behind Lancia and about 63 other automakers, recently outlined a strategy to get Lancia back on track and revitalize, or rather create, their model lineup. For those of you who don't know, Lancia used to be one of the top dogs in the auto industry. Not necessarily for making reliable cars, but for being innovative, for making desirable cars, and for absolutely dominating the World Rally circuit, with Lancia remaining, to this day, the only constructor to win the Group B championship with a rear-wheel drive car, the 037 in 1983. Soon as the 2000s came, Lancia was demoted to a small footnote in Fiat's portfolio, selling lightly rebadged Fiats and Chryslers, with what was previously FCA using Lancia as a way to get Europeans to buy massive Chryslers. They didn't. Other than the Thema and the Voyager being rebadged versions of the 300C and Town & Country respectively, there was the Epsilon, which was like a Fiat 500 only slightly larger, the Delta, which was a slightly more upmarket Fiat Bravo, the Musa, which was a more upmarket Fiat Idea, and that's about it really. Nowadays, Lancia only sells cars in Italy. Oh, did I say cars? I meant one car. The Epsilon, a slightly longer and uglier Fiat 500 with rear doors again. And now, Lancia's coming back, baby, with what looks to be a reskinned Peugeot 208. The floor pan, the roofline, the door handles, they all look just like the Peugeot 208. There are some differences, of course, like the unique taillights, the new wheels, and moving the rear door handles into the window area, which is something the current Epsilon also does. No word on whether or not the Epsilon's pointless central instrument cluster will return though. I cannot recall if Lancia ever mentioned bringing back the Epsilon in their product strategy, but from what I can remember, they do plan to bring back the Delta as an electric hatchback in a few years' time, so this is all very surprising. As for the Epsilon, being clearly based on Stellantis' EMP1 platform, it's likely it'll come with the same PureTech powertrains, both gas and mild hybrid gas, as well as an electric version with about 156 horsepower and a 50 to 54 kilowatt hour battery pack. What's even more puzzling for me is the Opel Corsa is based on the Peugeot 208, and so is the Mocha, and so is the Citroën C4, and so is the Peugeot 2008, and so is the Jeep Avenger, and so is the new Fiat 600. Why is the Epsilon the only one that seems to be just a simple badge engineering job, while the others all get relatively unique exterior and interior designs? I don't know about that, but I can only presume Stellantis is rushing to revive Lancia and get a new model on the road as quickly as possible. Not something that I would do if I were in the situation, but who knows. Obviously, I understand that they can't just make a new Stratos or 37 straight away. Not that half the Stellantis brands are interested in performance cars anyway, but I would have loved to see something more unique. Either way, yes, that was the super bizarre, unorthodox way that we found out a new Lancia is coming. Let's hope we won't find any more sunken prototypes or production cars when the time comes. And that's going to be about it for this quick video, everybody. Thank you so much for watching it. If you liked it, be sure to hit like and subscribe to the channel. Also follow me on Twitter, there will be a link in the description, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.